what it is. I'm on another video about to do the dawn. And today I'm going to be doing a story time about my crazy bus driver that I had when I was in elementary school, but it would have to have been like the end of 4th through like, no, it was the middle of 4th to the end, and then partially 5th. Yeah, I think that's it. Or it's 3rd to 4th. One of those two. By the psycho bus driver. If I see this guy today, I probably wouldn't do that. He old, so I'm not that type of person. But what it is, what you say, another story time with Lil Jake. Get what it is. What you say? Another story time with Lil Jake. What you say? Alright, okay, for real. Now, this all started because my bus driver, my original bus driver, she's a woman. She was really sweet and really nice. We loved her. We always used to give her good cards on, like, you know, Teacher Appreciation Day and all that. But she was a really good bus driver, and I had her at first. But she had got sick for like a long time, and we had this male replacement. His name was Mr. Snarl. I'm gonna call him that. That's so close to his real name. Mr. Carl. I'm gonna just say it's Mr. Carl. And he was just bad from the jump. So from the jump, he always seemed to treat I went to a predominantly Caucasian school when I was a kid, like for elementary school. So like, yeah, he always treated like he was black, by the way. This is a big black guy. He always treated like the white kids with a little more respect and kindness than he treated me. I was the only black girl on the bus, so he always treated them way nicer than he treated me. Like the boys and like, you know, all my friends who was on that bus, he always treated them so sweet. But then when it came down to me, he hated my guts. It was so bad. And like, basically, so it first started because he was kind of like back and forth. He used to just drive us, but he would always say like slick stuff to me. He'd be like, "You causing all the ruckus on the bus. You the reason all the bus, like, you the reason the bus is so loud. You the reason the bus is going so bad." To remind you, I didn't talk that much, not compared to the white kids, the other kids were screaming. So like, it was no reason for him to come at me like that, and I was young, so I just let it slide. But then the day, I'm gonna just tell y'all about the day when he dragged us back to the bus. My parents came to pick me up. This day before, this day, he was all like, "Jordan, you causing all the ruckus in the middle of the bus." I'm like, I'm not even talking. So he walks up to my chair, grabs me by my arm, and drags me to the last seat of the bus. He's black, and he's doing this in front of us. I'm the only black person on this bus right now. He's doing this in front of everybody. And I'm like, are you serious? I'm Red Car Master. He was such like, kiss up to the white folk.
I've seen only a gaggle of African Americans, and they were really gross.
And it was wild. So like, yeah, that made me hot. But I had never told nobody. Like, I didn't tell my parents that story. But the story that they did hear, I told my mom that story. I didn't tell my dad, for good reason. After that, he drove me back to the bus. He was like, "You sit here for the rest of the year." And I was like, "All right, tough guy, pack it up." And then I go to sit in my normal spot in the middle, because, you know, cool kids sit in the middle of the bus. But I was sitting in the middle of the bus, and when I went to sit down, he was like, "I told you to sit in the back of the bus." Like, getting all rowdy, and my mom was like, "All right, outside," because it was at my bus stop. But the day before this, when I told her about how we drove the bus, she was like, "You sit in the middle. You don't never got in the back seat bus for nobody." She was like, so I go to the bus, feeling like a real G, you know. I felt like such a thug in this moment. I go on the bus. I sit in the middle, and he's staring at me through the mirror, like, staring at the kid. I sit down. Yo, like, yo, with the. "I told you to sit in the back of the bus." And he was my grandfather. I ain't even my granddaddy. But no lie, like, that was that. Basically, long story short, after that whole thing, he had a hard spot for me. He was like, "Well, I told you to sit in the back of the bus." And I was like, "Well, my mother told me to sit in the middle where I usually do." And then he just let me slide, cause like, "What you gonna do? Like, put your hands on me?
Don't be fucking rude. Are you kidding?"
Like, that's not, you don't do that. So like, yeah, pretty much that's what happened with him at that point. And then let me tell y'all, this is when things kind of get a little cray-cray with the kid. So after all this happens, all this transpires, day by day, he just says little slick stuff like I'm causing all ruckus, or like he's gonna write a referral, a bus referral on me. He just says slick stuff like that whole time. Then this one day comes, and then he tries to this bus driver tried to kidnap me.
Gotcha, bitch.
In the bus. And I'm being dead serious. Even though like some of my friends may see this video and be like, she never told me this story.
I thought I knew you. Hold on, wait, bitch, who you?
Cause I just never felt like, to be honest, I never felt like it was that important. But everybody in my family can vouch for me that this happened. And if you went to my elementary school, cause I was like, I'm gonna get into stories as to why they can vouch for me. So long story short, this time I got on the bus. We chilling, me and my friends talking, having a good old ride. I'm like, I don't know, maybe the 5th stop at this point, and it's only like, I don't know, 11 stops on the bus. So I was in the middle in this town, like back in elementary school. So I'm on the bus, chilling, and he drops off every stop before mine. So when it's time for him to start driving to my stop, he goes around the bus route for the second time. His excuse was to say hi to the boy's dog. I'm being dead serious. He stopped the bus, opened the door, and said, hey, whatever the dog's name was. I forgot what it was. But he stopped just to say hi to the dog. That was his excuse. And then he goes to take the route the second time. No reason. He never gave us no reason after that. So at this point, I don't have a phone when I was this young. I got my first phone. It was an iPhone 7 when I was in 5th grade. So I'm panicked. I don't know what I'm going to do. So like, this guy, he's driving around the bus loop. He does his routine. He goes do these 4 stops right before mine. 3 times in total before he decides to start going to my stop. But this is the wild part. I took forever, and everybody was, when I was at my dad was at the bus stop, and he was stressed because, you know, like, your child don't got a phone, and it's kind of like, what you gonna do? This dude takes the highway to go to my house. Turn, you don't see no buses on the highway. There's a reason for that. There is a reason for that. He takes the highway. He don't even stop taking the route until we ask him where we going. And this guy, I swear to God, looks back at us and he just goes like,
oh, why?
He's smiling. It just felt so Get Out. Serving me very much Jordan Peele films. Like, it was just so, I was very stressed. So me, I'm just panicking. I'm a lost cause.
Kayla! Hey, how you doing?
But basically, we were just back there. We was like, what is he doing? Driving around. He's on the highway with it. So when he gets to the highway, he gets off at our exit and drops me off back home. And pretty much, that was that. And yeah, he just drops me off back home. And that's how that story went. But I still think that he attempted to kidnap us. It's just, yeah, I still think that he attempted to kidnap us. Because, like, but yeah, that's why I feel like he tried to kidnap me. And let me tell y'all, this is my last, he still was our bus driver past that. After that, he was still our bus driver. It was nothing crazy. He just always went back and forth with me every single day. Like, it was clockwork with this guy. But then the last day comes. The last time I seen dude, crazy enough, was in middle school. It was like 7th grade year, I think. I think he's, this whole time though, I kind of feel bad because, I don't feel bad at all. But I think he's had a mental issue or like something on him. He was slowly losing his memory the older he got. Because he was old from the jump. He was just an older, fat, black guy who wore Hawaiian shirts every day. So this guy, we're sitting there. I'll go into my bus, 7th grade. I'm chilling. My bus driver, 5. She's a 5 bus driver. She gives out candy. 7th grade. My middle school bus driver was amazing. She's going in there. I'm thinking I'm ready to just chill, sit where I sit usually. And I look up, and there go Mr. Carl.
Remember me, motherfucker?
Greeting me with the biggest smile. And I was like, are you Mr. Carl? And then he gonna hit me with the,
you can just call me Mr. Bus Driver, sweetie.
Mr. Bus Driver? I thought that was rude. Personally, I thought you weren't supposed to call people that. But hey, maybe I had lost the curve. But then, after that, yeah, and then the lady, the little bus, you know how they usually have a helper on the bus sometimes? I don't know. We just had one of those buses that had them. I think the bus driver needed the helper though. he basically after that pretty much just drove us home. But he was like, and I was like, didn't you drive her? He was like, yeah, I remember you. But you remember me. You should be shaking in your boots, because I'm just a fear. I just put fear in your heart. But like, yeah. And that was my story on Mr. Carl. Oh yeah, it was also confirmed that he was the, you know, the bus, Mr. Carl, because of the bus attendant who was sitting in the seat like right beside me. Well, not beside me, but I sat in like 5 rows back. But she confirmed it when I was walking out the bus. Yeah, pretty much that's the story of my crazy bus driver, Mr. Carl. I know this video was dumb short, but I just felt like I had to make it. Oh yeah, don't mind these balloons. It was my birthday yesterday. Say happy birthday in the comments. Ah! Yes, okay, it was my birthday. Stop it. Yes, I turned 15. So yeah, this is me, 15J. And pretty much, alright, come back for my next vid. I'm probably gonna be filming that tomorrow if I edit this tonight. No, I'm gonna post this tomorrow, edit this tonight. Alright, yeah. And yeah, my next video, I'm probably gonna like explain to y'all why I was gone for so long, probably. Or like, I feel like we all know that. Like, it's common sense why I was gone for so long. I was not consistent, like it was just that. But like, yeah, pretty much that's it. And what's gonna be my outro? Oh, okay. No, I liked it. I forgot. Chris Brown has said, you know the song Deuces? I love that song. And I like when he said Deuces. So like, that's why I be saying that whenever I hit the camera. So like, yeah, that's my outro. So love y'all. Like, comment, subscribe. Follow my Instagram. Whatever way it is. I don't know. Follow my Instagram. And yeah, pretty much that's that. Deuces.